Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. It's already been a very busy day. If you don't follow me on my social media, then you missed out me watching the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City with my TikTok fam. We were watching the episode so we could recap it together. But before we do that, you know what you need to do. Like the video, share this video on your social media, share it with your friends and family. Do what you need to do to get the news out there. We are recapping the latest episode. It's been a really, really good season. But you know, it's a new year, but we still like to get our vibes going. So let's play some music and get the energy up. Start moving around in your seat or even get up and move your feet. That rhymed. Let's do it.
Wanna see you with your hands up, going straight to the sky. Let me see you put your hands up, 'cause we do till we die and we on another level. To the rest, wave goodbye, put baguettes in the benzo. Got a piece of the pie. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up. Diamond shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right. Wanna see you put your hands up. Pointing straight to the sun. Everybody lift your bands up. Celebrate 'cause we won. We stay on another level. Another level. Yeah, the team stay fly. Word to Bruno, get your rings up. 'Cause the limit is the sky. Told you once, told you twice, that we only got one life. Stay up. Gotta stay so young. Time and shine, best at night. You wear yours, I'll wear mine. Go dumb tonight, tonight. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right with my ice in the clouds. Dipping low with my girls tonight. Got my ice in the clouds. Cali Dro got me feeling right.
Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. And also check out some of the things that you missed this morning. And it was all about Portia. You guys know I'm just like at this point don't want to talk about her. But when the news is out, we have to talk about it. And I really hope they don't renew this show. I really do. It's god awful. Look, it's god awful. Before we get into any of that stuff, a lot of you always ask about the artwork behind me, and this is some special artwork. And of course, I always want to let you guys know, over the weekend, we were celebrating the life of our fallen angels, our fallen golden girls. And I had a nice portrait behind me about them. This, though, is from Mirlande Jean Guillet. I'm probably butchering her name. I apologize. But this is a collage created by hand using paper from books and magazines. Comfort Bringers, that's what it's called, is part of the Basket Women series. It is inspired by the absolute beauty, strength, tenacity, and power of the Haitian women of the market, the women who go up and down Haiti's hills with their livelihood balanced gracefully on their heads. Okay. So every once in a while, I'll throw your attention to what's going on behind me. A lot of you comment in the comment section, and I love it. Of course, shout out to our replay crew. I love that you guys make time out of your day to comment and be a part of the conversation. So let's continue the conversation there. We are talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I watched it at least twice already, and there's a lot to break down. So let's start from the very beginning. You know, I normally do not love Lisa Barlow. I do not love Lisa Barlow normally. However, Lisa Barlow, she's crept into my heart. She's literally crept into my heart this week, because the opening scene with her cleaning her toilet was so relatable. And here's the thing about perception. Some people said, oh, she's throwing her maid under the bus. I was like, no. Even if you have a maid, there's still certain things that you got to clean a lot more often than you do, even before a pandemic. And seeing her on her hands and knees cleaning her toilet and cleaning it well. She wasn't just cleaning in the toilet, she was cleaning around it. And a lot of you reminded me, she also lives with 3 men. 3 men. And I get that struggle. I really don't. I live by myself. But Lisa, for me, at least in the first part of the episode, I was like, okay, Lisa, you crept into my heart. This week, I kind of am liking Lisa Barlow. Until the end. Lisa is two-faced. Come on. But she's a housewife. She's here producing what we need produced. Salt Lake City, for those that haven't gotten into it, you're missing out on a lot. And everyone agrees with me. When I posted that on Twitter, I can't tell you the amount of people that were like, yes. Salt Lake City is something that you're missing. You're not giving it the credit. And I know it's only second season. It took Potomac at least 3 seasons before people really started to get into Potomac. But I think you really should be getting into it. So at the top of this episode, we see Lisa Barlow cleaning out her toilet. I love that moment. Heather still is an MVP for me. Heather understood the assignment, but you know what? We have to thank our previous housewives to go through what they've gone through for us to get a Heather. Heather giving a car to her business partner. And I don't think this is just for the show, y'all. Heather has been giving to her employees since season 1. We didn't expect her to throw a baby shower for all of her ladies that were pregnant at the same time. Then this season, she threw a 1-year a birthday party for all of them. Heather is amazing. Amazing. Do I love the fact that she defends Jen Shah? No. But Heather is a real ride or die friend. She is the friend that you need in your life. She's the friend that all of us do not have. I love Heather. Heather's confessional look. I forgot to get the picture. The Gucci mesh top. Heather understands the assignment. I don't care what none of you say about Heather. Heather is bringing it this season. And I keep telling you, Heather is giving us such diversity in story. You know, we talk about how housewives don't have a storyline, and some of you may believe that Heather doesn't have a storyline. No, Heather has a storyline. It's her Mormon upbringing. It's everything that's going on in her family in regards to people leaving the church, people that are still in the church, her own experience. She's setting us up perfectly for her book, Bad Mormon. Shout out to Heather Gay. Mokaran says, Heather is everything. I need a Heather. We all need a Heather. And not like the movie. Remember the Heathers? Anyways, let's move on. So I thought that was such a really great moment with Heather. So Jennie has lunch with her husband, Butterface. You remember her storyline originally was that he wanted a sister wife. We've moved on from that. Thank God. But Jennie understands that she needs a storyline. So her storyline right now is her fight with Mary Cosby. And actually, it's pretty smart when you think about it, because Mary Cosby is an OG of the show. She is a focal point, so much so that this episode is called The Miseducation of Mary Cosby. How dare they even associate her with Lauryn Hill? But whatever. Here we are. But it's actually smart of Jennie to associate herself in a beef with Mary Cosby. I don't know if she really wants that smoke, because everyone that gets into a beef with Mary Cosby, something happens. And I think that's part of the reason why at the end Lisa's trying to mend fences with Mary, because Lisa knows a lot that she still has not shared with us. So does Whitney. And they're still very much afraid of Mary Cosby. Should we be afraid of Mary Cosby? Anyways, we're going to move on because we're not going to develop. Mary Cosby is in the comments, y'all. Not our comments, but she's in the comments since yesterday's episode. I've seen multiple posts of people talking about Mary, or no, seeing Mary in the comments section. Mary, I mean, feel free, Mary, if you want to be in the comment section, because I don't care. Just saying. Moving on. So Jennie has lunch with her husband, and she talks about the comment that Mary Cosby made. And look, Mary Cosby, you know, we've called her out since season 1. We've called her out for, we believed when Jen Shah said that Mary Cosby does not go into a 7-Eleven if Black people are standing outside of it. I was like, she said it. I believe she said it. I believe she said it. So we're starting to see more of Mary Cosby this season, and she's saying a lot of racist and problematic things. Yep, I said it. She is. The comment that she made to Jennie was inappropriate. It was racist. And the Meredith trying to defend it was very awkward. Was very awkward. All right. We will get back to that because that all transpires in the Whitney Wild Rose event. Sister on the move says, Mary Cosby is definitely not my fave, and she is saying very racist things. Yeah. Okay. We will get back to that. So along with Jennie having a lunch with Butterface, he will forever be Butterface. She called him Butterface. It's not me calling him Butterface. Just a reminder, because I know 10 years from now, you'll be like, Kempire was calling him Butterface. That is so inappropriate. His wife called him Butterface. The only reason why I like Jennie is because of Carlin, her daughter. That's the only reason. Congrats, Carlin, on being the #1 artist in your class. Love Carlin. But look, Jennie is not bad either. You know, I've kind of been giving Jennie the side eye, but she's not bad. This is her first season. She's still doing what she needs to do. And I think Jennie is worth bringing back for next season, to be honest with you. Anyone not worth bringing back next season? Angie? No. Sorry. We saw Angie Harrington this episode. She came to Wild Rose party. Sorry, Angie. This was your second season. You tried, and then you failed, and you lost a friend. You win some, you lose some. Okay? Mary Cosby and Meredith have a lunch. They talk about everything that's going on in their lives. Meredith's relationship with Lisa and what's going on there. They also talk about the beef that Mary has with Jennie. And honestly, last night when I watched it, I was multitasking and completely missed Mary making fun of Jennie's accent. Another racist thing. Come on, guys. We gotta be straight shooters. When we talk about people using a black scent, just saying. Let me take a sip. Blanche says Jennie's getting fired this season. I don't think so. Faith says Jennie can go for me. She's definitely really trying. It will be interesting. The only reason why I wouldn't see Jennie coming back, I don't know. I definitely think Jennie's coming back, y'all. I really do. She is. Casey says Jennie is Lisa's puppet. I'm not a fan. I'm definitely not a fan. Don't take me saying that she's coming back as me being a fan. I just feel like she is going to come back. I think she is going to come back. Damn, ALN says, I hope Jennie goes away. I can't. People say Mary needs to go. And that's the thing. If Mary goes, I can see them keeping Jennie. To be honest with you guys. To be honest. According to Femtaro, Mary's going to disappear again. That's what Femtaro said. Like she did years ago, how she disappeared from her congregation. Okay, let's move on. let's move on, guys. We will be posting a link for you to call in. We have almost 500 people in the room. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. If you are watching on TikTok, be sure to tap your screens. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We do this on a weekly basis here on the channel. Be sure to check out some of the past recaps that we've done, because they're just fun to recap and laugh at some of the things that we've talked about over the last season. We are winding down. We are near the end of the season. Andy Cohen, sidebar, Andy Cohen got fired. Allegedly. There's some, never mind. Look, never mind. Lisa, another really great moment with Lisa. Oop, not that one. Another really great moment with Lisa. I love seeing her kids. Is she a helicopter mom? Is she a momager? Yes, she is. She's all of those things. She's all of those things, but I love seeing her son seems to deal with, Jack seems to be able to handle his mom and is able to handle her overbearingness. But I think she's truly happy, being involved and seeing him grow up. And, I think we got to see a very different side of her this episode. We got to see a very different side, and I appreciated that side. Exactly, Jazzy. Justice for Kathy Griffin. I'll talk about it after this live. I'm going to do a separate video. There's more information I got to talk about in regards to that. I wish. I don't think so, though. Wait a second. Okay. Acme says, I don't think Lisa is bad as they say. I think Whitney's the manipulator and she's projecting. Wow. Nia says, I love Lisa. I don't know if I love Lisa, but I liked her this episode. I liked Lisa Barlow this episode. Just saying. I did enjoy Lisa this episode. Let's move on. Because those are the really two moments that were so relatable to me. Her cleaning around her toilet and sending her son off to prom. Those were the two most relatable moments for me in regards to Lisa this week. Heather and Whitney have a conversation. And I did. Shout out to you guys that always link me to the after show. The after show is worth watching because it kind of gives you more substance into what happened in this episode. However, anytime Mary Cosby is trying to explain herself, you're like, she contradicts herself after she says one thing. You're like, what? Anyways, Heather and Whitney have a conversation. She's getting ready for her relaunch, the rebrand of her company from whatever it was called before, Iris and Beau, and now Wild Rose. And we were like, this entire season, we only kept on seeing Iris and Beau. Now we get to see the new logo and the new rebrand of her business. She talks about how much money she spent. She says that in the after show, she says that they have no debt, but they've spent all of their money, all of their life savings. I hope this, look, the beauty brand business is not easy. She's lucky that she's on a major platform. I'm not sure because she's rebranding it, even though it was in a business that existed before the show. I'm not sure if Bravo gets anything from it. Can someone tweet to I don't know if she'll say it. She probably won't say it because it's contractual. Ask Whitney, is Bravo getting a percentage? Is Bravo getting a percentage? JG, thank you so much for the super chat. Here's a 2022 shimmy. Jenny is annoying, no storyline. Why nobody is checking Heather for saying Jenny looks like an anime at the dinner as Mary voice, you can go. I keep hearing people say that, but I don't recall her saying that. I have to rewind the tape. Is that something was that a deleted scene? Because I hear a lot of people keep saying that she said that. If she said that, that was unacceptable and that needs to be addressed at the reunion. Andy. Just saying. Because they're all saying problematic things. Tacky says, she did. You know, I heard that in my head. She did say, okay. Oh, Annie says, I heard it. Heather did say, oh, nope. Heather did say it. Well, I'm going to trust what you guys said, but I'm going to go back because you know, I have to do my research because I know I heard people saying that, but I was like, did she say it? I didn't hear it. If I didn't see it in front of me myself, I'm not going to double down and say, oh, she said it. I have to go back and listen to it. But you guys are saying she said it. Heather said it. Yup. She's. I was like, yup. I can't with y'all right now. All right. We will get back to that. Again, everyone's saying that she said it. That needs to be addressed at the reunion. Because if we're going to talk about the problematic things and the racist things that Mary Cosby said, we also need to talk and address exactly what Heather said. And they need to run the tape. Look. As Micah says, run the tape back, Kempire. She said it. Damn. All right. I heard people say that, but like I said, I listened back to the episode. I don't remember seeing that. But I'm doing multiple things when I'm watching some of these shows. So I'm gonna go back to the episode though. That was the last episode before this last one. Oh, Storm says Heather did say it when she saw the pic of Jennie in the wig on the phone. Oh, I think I was paying attention to the wrong part then. Okay, I need to go back. Because I have to see it for myself. Guys, if you just joined us, we are talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We have over almost 600 people watching. I appreciate you all being here for our weekly recap of this really, really great show that apparently all of the ladies are saying problematic things. Damn. All right. Let's move on. So Heather and Whitney had the conversation. She's preparing for her Wild Rose party. She talks about how much money she spent and how it's affected her marriage. But I just love, to be honest with you, I don't even care about those elements. What I really care about is I love seeing Heather and Whitney together. They're cousins, but they only found that out as adults. I like their friendship. I like seeing them together. But of course, they talk about the ladies. They talk about what's going on with the ladies. Discuss Lisa saying Mary had something to do with Jen. So I write my notes down, y'all. So they discuss the possibility that Meredith and Mary may have been the ones to tip off the feds. Look, at the beginning of the season, when they started putting out that sort of connotation, especially about Meredith possibly, letting the feds know about Jen Shah, we already said to you guys, okay, she's just trying to have a moment. That's not what happened. The Southern District of New York is not relying on Meredith Marks or Mary Cosby for their information. But Meredith did post on her social media this week exactly what I'm saying to you. She said this was a 10-year investigation. This This is not something that she conjured up herself. And thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy to my fellow Taurus Kempire. Jennie can go. All right. Apparently you guys want Jennie to go. Damn. Whitney's Nancy Drew know-it-all attitude is getting to me. Damn. Mary is harmless. Really, Anne? She's just socially awkward and forgetful. Anne, thank you for the super chat. But Anne, really? Mary is not harmless. Okay. All right. Shia says, yeah, I don't think Meredith and Mary were involved. Yeah, I don't think Mary and Meredith were involved at all. But I think I can appreciate these ladies trying to conjure up another story for the season. And I wouldn't be surprised if the producers try to put it out there just to kind of fill out the season. It wouldn't shock me. Okay. Fast forward to the Wild Rose party. Let's get to the Wild Rose party. But before we do that, guys, we have 213 likes on the Kempire Daily YouTube video. Let's get to 300 likes. We already have over 600 people watching. Let's get to 300 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link so you can share your thoughts on the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and weigh in on all of it. Anyways, I forgot to say Happy New Year. I know there's some of you that were live with us last night or you follow me on TikTok. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all had a fantastic holiday season. As you can see, I'm slowly but surely moving Christmas out of this room and my house. But that's going to take the rest of the week. I am keeping some stuff up till Three Kings, but I have to slowly start moving things out because it's a situation. Let me say thank you. Thank you, Glenda, for the super chat. Let me shimmy in this 2022. Jennie should have returned the shoes privately. She wanted a moment and got it. Yeah, and I think that's why people are over Jennie. Jennie moved on from her sister wife storyline to now a beef with Mary Cosby. Let's just talk about the Wild Rose party. Whitney was 2 hours late because she had a dress malfunction, a wardrobe malfunction. Sidebar: Janet Jackson's documentary, 2-part documentary, is coming to Lifetime January 28th. Just an FYI. If you don't look at my community tab, then you're missing out. You're missing out. Just saying. Let's talk about this Wild Rose party. So the Wild Rose party, although, hold on, where's my picture? Is this it? No, this is, oh, here we go. There we go. Let's just talk about the fashions. Can we talk about fashions? And I didn't even get a good picture of Meredith and her look. But first of all, before we even get to the Wild Rose party, Jen Shah clearly is using the show now to spin a new narrative about what's going on with her. Look, in the eyes of the law, she is innocent until proven guilty. In the eyes of public opinion, let's be real, she's guilty until proven innocent. Unfortunately. But do I believe that Jen Shah didn't know what was happening, that she's innocent in all of this? I'll be real with you. No, I don't think she's innocent. But again, in the eyes of the law, she's innocent until proven guilty. But seeing her mother and her mother's confirming that she's, used her retirement money, nearly $1 million, to help Jen Shah's legal fight against the Southern District of New York that has our 98% conviction rate. That money's gone. Sorry. I felt for the mom in that situation, but then a lot of you in my TikTok chat were reminding me, Kempire, she stole other people's retirement, allegedly. Not to say that's fair to the mom. The mom's going to end up having to live with them when she retires. But the one thing that I love about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is the variety of diversity that we're getting on the show that we probably wouldn't get anywhere else. When I think a lot of these executives think of diversity, they think, oh, let's add a Black person. Well, diversity comes in many colors, religions, sectors. There we go. So they talk about the Tongan culture and how, as the oldest female, it usually falls on the oldest female to help the family financially. And apparently that's the responsibility Jen has had over the years. I felt like the scene was very strategic of Jen. She's trying to paint a picture of her being innocent. However, that's going to change quickly next week when she gets into a physical fight with Lisa Barlow. You may recall we reported on this physical fight that we heard. The tea was dropping and we were saying, oh, there was a physical fight between Lisa Barlow and someone else. Lisa Barlow in the comment section was like, no, that never happened. Fast forward to now, next week's episode, there's a physical fight between Lisa Barlow and Jen Shah. Jen is looking real innocent this episode, though. She's looking so innocent that she comes in as a blonde woman. I guess she's trying to be white here. Not sure what she's trying to give here. Not sure what she's trying to give. She's definitely trying to give very innocent. Very innocent. But look, she's got to do what she's got to do. She's got to do what she's got to do. Let me take a sip. And let me remind you guys. Don't forget, get your coldest water bottle today. It comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes. I love my coldest water bottle. I always keep it with me during a live because under these hot lights, all of this talking, I need my water. So my coldest water bottle is always here. As you can see, it keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. And with 10% off when you use the discount code KEMP10, you can get your coldest water bottle today. And you can also get it engraved so you can personalize it. Shout out to the coldest water bottle. More information is available in the description of this video. Get your coldest water bottle today. And don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. 10. TikTok, you can see it too. I love my coldest water bottle. All right. Back to this. So they're at the Wild Rose party, which was actually really entertaining. The beef that's happening between the ladies was entertaining, but the fashions were terrible. At least when it comes to Meredith. I didn't get a picture of Meredith, but Meredith's suit with all those purple lavender feathers. Oh my God. At one point, Mary Cosby was walking around with one of the feathers. Sidebar, Mary Cosby walked into that party and was like, coat check? She got so frustrated. Did you see her face? She got so frustrated. Where's the coat check? Where am I supposed to put my coat? I would never want to work or be a parishioner of Mary Cosby. She's frightening. She's frightening. Meredith always thinks, though, that she is a fashionista. I have never really been impressed by Meredith's fashion. Even her new orange confessional look looks like they just took silk and they were like, we're gonna put it over you and call it fashion. It was ugly. I'm not sorry, Meredith. I'm honest. I'm a straight shooter. That was ugly. Didn't like it. I'm trying to think if there was ever a fashion moment from Meredith that I was like, yes, she's hit the mark. Nope. She's hit the mark. Get it? All right. Sorry. Micah says, I'm sure Brooks hypes her up. I'm sure he does, but it's ugly. I've never been impressed with her fashion. To be honest with you, I know a lot of you do not like Jennie, but Jennie, to me, for this being her first season, I didn't love her makeup at Whitney's relaunch party, but she always comes with the fashion, and I can appreciate that about her. Vanessa says, I can see Mary say no wire hangers. I can see that too, because her frustration with not having a coat check was hilarious. To me. Moving on. What are some? Oh, so there was a theme for this party. They had to only wear, what was it? I wrote it down. Everyone had to wear neutral or blush tones. Mary Cosby was so upset by this. She was like, who does that? Mary Cosby, didn't you just host this whole cooking party where people had to dress Italian streetwear? I was like, she's so hypocritical. I don't know why I get so frustrated, because I'm like, of course she's going to say something hypocritical to what she's already done. Nia says, I don't know if Kempire already reported on this, but do we believe the Jen Shah and Meredith rumor? Yes. We talked about, are you talking about them dating, allegedly cheating with the same man? Yeah, we talked about it. I wonder if it will be addressed at the reunion. Probably not. Hold on. Leonia? There we go. Hey, Kempire, I've been at work waiting to get on break so I can join this live. I appreciate you guys doing that. I appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. Okay, all except Whitney again was the best dressed, and she had a wardrobe malfunction. But it is her launch party, so she should be the best dressed. She came in a red dress. She looked great. She looked really, really good. To me, she was the best dressed at the season 1 reunion. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to wear for this reunion. I'm sure Meredith will wear something thinking she's being avant-garde, and it's probably ugly. She wore red, though. That was intentional. She wanted everyone to be pale in comparison to her. Of course, she wanted them to wear neutral tones. Okay, speaking of Meredith, Seth, I started following Seth really quickly for a moment, and I think he might be really weird in real life. So the weirdness that we see on the show, I think he's like that in real life. I had to unfollow him. Sorry. Because I kind of liked Seth originally, but then I started following him and I was like, this man's weird. I just had a Mary moment. I just thought he was a little... Antor says, Seth looking like a snack, ain't gonna lie. Seth is cute, but he's weird. He's a weird man. him mentioning Mary's shoes are those, what did he call what did he think the shoes were? But he got them wrong. They were Louboutins or Louboutins. I forgot how you pronounce it. Anyways, Seth is awkward. Yeah. Seth is awkward. Anyways, look, everyone agrees with Seth is really weird. I know we've alluded to other things, but I don't know. It's giving me weird, though. I'm going to say weird. Weird is better than alluding to other things. Yes, he said, oh, those are Prada? She was like, no, they're Louboutins. All right. Anyways, that's just a sidebar. That's unimportant. Jennie wants to have a moment. So instead of pulling Mary to the side and giving her back the Louboutins that she gave her in Vail, she decides, I want all the girls, which is probably the producers, y'all. I know a lot of you are blaming Jennie. Like, you should have did that. You should have pulled her to the side. I would not be surprised if the producer says, Jennie, get all the ladies. Let's have a scene over here. We got to keep that part of it. I know part of you wants to believe that this is what they're doing, but no. What's happening here is the producers. So she decides she wants to have a conversation, but she wants all the ladies so she can have this conversation. And she says the reason why she's doing that is because Mary likes to deny. She likes to deny. I believe that, but it wasn't much help. So she sits Mary and the ladies down and she brings up the slanted eyes comment. And Mary says again, but I love slanted eyes. Kataman, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Oh, wait. Shimmy! I know some of you send that in for the shimmy. Anyways. All right. So Mary doubles down. And even when she apologized, she's like, I apologize. It was sort of like I apologize. It was like a weird apology. But thank God for Whitney Rose, because Whitney Rose was like, oh no, we're going to bring it back up. And then Lisa caught her serve and was like, yeah. And you remember what you said about Mexican people in Vail? Remember when the whole Mexican comment came up, a lot of people were like, why didn't Lisa stop her? Well, she says, don't worry, guys. It comes up again where I address it. And they come together on this one. I thought Whitney and Lisa worked together to make sure that the show was on point this week. I'm just saying. All right. Before I forget. So Jennie brings her over and brings up the whole slanted eye comment. But not only that, Jennie is like, I'm giving you these shoes back because in my culture, we don't take used gifts. But Mary's like, it wasn't a used gift. And technically, it wasn't a re-gift. When you think about it, here's again, Jennie trying to have a moment. A lot of you, here's the debate. Would you have given back the Louboutin shoes? Would you have given back the Louboutin shoes? Let me know in the chat. But it wasn't a re-gift, but because we have to remember, Jennie and Lisa are really friends in real life. And of course, Lisa was the one to tell Jennie, oh, that gift was actually meant for Jen Shah. But Jen ends up getting the gift anyway, because Jennie's like, I'm giving it back to you. I'm giving it back to you. I don't know. I think Jennie was trying to have a moment. She says a part of her culture, you're not supposed to do something like that. I believe that. However, I think she was just trying to have a moment because she was happy to take the gift, because in the moment in Vail, she let her know she already had it. But it's not like she was giving you some cheap something. You know what I mean? It's not like they were worn. It's not like the bottoms had showed, but the receipt was still in the box. The receipt was still in the box, y'all. But Mary Cosby admitted, at least in her confessional, that all the gifts that she had, she kind of wanted to give. First of all, she said that she had these gifts in her car when she did the whole cooking segment, but nobody wanted to help her to get them out. I don't believe she said this on the show. This was on the after show. I believe she said this. She had them in the car, but nobody wanted to help her out with them. So she brought it to Vail. And that's when she gave it to them. But all these gifts were in her house. She said they were things that she didn't want anymore. And I'm sure that she probably didn't even wear them before. I don't know about you guys. A lot of you saying no. No. All right, let me get to some of these super chats. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Leonia. Kataman. Oh, wait, I forgot to shimmy. Let me shimmy again. All right. Kahneman says, I think people's problem is Black viewers watch white housewives say and do so many racial insensitive things for years and not receive nearly as much criticism as Mary. Good point. It's the double standard for me. Very good point. That's actually a very good point. But do we allow stuff like that to continue? You know what I mean? Thank you so much, and for the super chat or super sticker. I'm not sure what it was, but thank you. Rochelle, thank you so much for the super chat. This is the first time joining the live chat. Love your channel, Kempire. Happy New Year to all. Sent this for the shimmy too. All right, shimmy. I gotta get tassels or something. Lord have mercy. Thank you all for the super chats. Okay. All right. Let me just see where we are. Okay, guys, we are almost at 300 likes. Let's get to 300 likes. I'll drop the call-in link. I want to hear what you have to say about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section how you would rate this episode from 1 to 10. And do you believe that Mary Cosby shouldn't come back after all of the problematic things that she said over the season? Let's have that conversation below. All right. Perry, thank you so much for the super chat. Woo! Vietnamese culture, she's right. But Louboutins, though? Yeah, and I agree. I do believe, culture-wise, that it's unacceptable to re-gift something. But I just felt like, because I don't consider what Mary did as a re-gift, because it wasn't a gift. It was something that she bought, but she never used. I don't see the problem with it. Julia says, thank you so much for the super chat. Julia says, Mary and Ramona need to go. Coco says, and we appreciate your honesty, y'all. This is a place for everyone to have an opinion, and you're not going to be attacked. Coco says, as much as I don't like Mary, she's entertainment. Look, even in the same episode where Mary doubled down on some of the problematic things that she said, she made me laugh, because when they were having this heated conversation and Whitney Rose brings back up, the problematic things that Mary has said, and she feels the heat, Mary checks out. She's like, no. I can't even mimic it. I can't even mimic what she did because it was so funny. If you did not notice that part when she's saying no multiple times as she walks away with a feather from Meredith's suit, it's worth watching again. She has those little moments where I'm just like, I can't stand Mary Cosby, but give me more. Sorry. All right. Let me drop the call link. We're at over 300 likes, guys. Again, liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 70,000 subscribers, which means we are right around the corner of 100,000 subscribers. That's important, but also watching the video is also important. So shout out to everyone that watches but may not be subscribed, but subscribe because you're missing out on daily and consistent hot topics here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. And also don't forget to like me on Facebook, the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. And of course, TikTok. If you're not following me on TikTok, be sure to follow me there as well, because you're getting daily and consistent content and some things that I don't post on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. So there is content there that you probably have not seen. Just saying. All right. Let me drop the call-in link. Okay. There we go. And then I will pin it. Oh, wait. Did I miss a super chat? Hold on. Did I miss a super chat? Oh, I did. How did I miss a couple? For some reason, they didn't show up. Thank you so much for, thank you, Perry, for that one. I already read that one. Chocolate Chunks, thank you so much for the super chat. Blind item, a fashionista without any fashions. How dreadful. Not blind item. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Chocolate Chunks, for the laugh. And oh wait, shimmy. Okay. All right. All right. And there's another super chat. Hold on. Sweetie, thank you so much for the super chat. This is the first time that I've caught your live. Honestly, I'm just sending the super chat to know what all the shimmering is about. Can you explain? You mean the shimmying? I shimmy for dollars. It's something that we started months ago. Well, not months ago. At this point, it's over a year ago at this point. So we shimmy for the dollars. Don't make me feel bad about it now. Don't judge. Just saying. All right. A mess. All right. We have a full backstage. Guys, backstage, please be brief. Let everyone know who you are. Let them know where you're watching from, even if you've called in before. But please be brief and to the point. Let's not go through the entire episode, though, because we have an entire backstage full. All right. But before we get to that, so of course, this heated conversation among the ladies happens. Meredith and Lisa have another falling out. We've seen this happening already. We've seen the writing has been on the wall about this relationship. Lisa tries to have another conversation with Meredith, and Meredith is just like, I don't know what's going on. And she's like, well, I'm not going to be chasing you down. But you know who she does chase down? Mary Cosby, because Lisa knows something about Mary Cosby, and she's scared. She's scared. But Meredith, during that conversation when they were talking about the slanted eyes comment, she was like, I wouldn't say it, but, you know, I don't know if it's derogatory. I don't know if it's offensive. And everyone's like, what, Meredith? And then she calls out, without saying Lisa, but people defend trying to be friends to Jen, but still talking bad about Jen and not being supportive of Jen. And Jen's like, why can't you be my friend? Jen is so scary too, in a way. Well, why can't you be my friend? Did you guys notice the change in tone of her voice? Like she's trying to give us a very soft, demure person, and all of a sudden that changes next week. But why can't you be my friend, Meredith? Everyone's confused. We had the whole sit down, like Brooks is a housewife, and we thought peace was made between Jen Shah and Meredith. But Meredith is like, she tried to ruin my family. I don't know the timeline of the private investigator. I don't know what happened there, but it just seems as if Meredith, you're trying to have a moment. That's the way it seems. Lisa, again, tries to ease things over with Mary, but Mary says, I think you're two-faced, Lisa. And I agree. I like Lisa this week, but I do agree that she is two-faced. But all housewives are two-faced, aren't they? Maybe? All right. All right, let's get to some callers, guys. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Be sure to check out some of the other recaps and some of the other pop culture news that you may have missed today, this weekend, or over the holidays. I know a lot of people are getting back into the swing of things this week, taking down your holiday decorations. Why not have me playing in the background as we talk about some of your favorite hot topics and, of course, some of your favorite reality shows? So many of you have been hitting me up, asking me about shows that I'm watching. Are you going to cover this show? I am digging into certain shows, but let me not say too much. I don't want, look, I got to start surprising people. Sometimes I feel like I divulge too much. You know, they say, you know, what's the term? Imitation is a form of flattery. Okay. All right. Oh, it's windy here in New York. I can hear the wind outside, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can hear it. All right. Nikolai's backstage. I'm going to bring up Nikolai in just a second. Let me just change this to this so you guys can join our Texan community. Nikolai, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Nikolai?
Hey, what's up, Kempire? How you doing today?
I'm well. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. I'm calling directly from the Las Vegas Strip. I'm at work.
Oh.
So I got to be brief. But imitation is it's a serious form of flattery, but nobody can do it like you, Kempire. So let's get that straight. So my comments are about Mary. Like, nothing about her makes sense. So she could take those gifts to her dinner, but needed help getting them out the car, but could take them all the way to Vail. Like, none of that makes sense whatsoever. And then I remember calling in like maybe episode 2 or 3 when they had that argument in the limo, and she was talking about Jen's like accent, and I was like, maybe I'm taking it wrong. Maybe she wasn't like being derogatory, but now like I think she was being very derogatory.
Yeah, I agree.
And then also, was it just me or was Meredith giving white chicks last night with that swan dress?
I don't know what that was. It was ugly though.
It looked like when they were in white chicks at the end when they were dancing with that dress wrapped around them. That just had me dying. But that's all my comments. I don't know. I guess bring her back, but I don't know. She just needs to start making more sense. That's all my opinion is.
Okay. Nikolai, thank you so much for calling in all the way from the Los Angeles Strip.
Loud, live, and in color. Well, there's no color because it's daytime, but you know. Happy New Year. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. All right, Josie, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Josie?
Hello, Kempire. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I'm at work right now, so I'm just hiding somewhere in the back. Just okay. Because I missed the yesterday one about a Porsche one because I was at work too. I missed it, so I'm here today. Okay, so I do have to say though, I feel like someone gotta convince me that Mary's not racist. Like you gotta convince me. At this point, it's in my mind that she just is. Like you gotta convince me otherwise. I don't get it. Like when she was at a dinner with Marinette, and then she was like trying to like make the Jennie voice impression and all that. I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like sit your ass somewhere. It's just building up. And I need Jennie to stop yelling. I just need her to just stop yelling. Like calm down. Like she's just doing too much. I don't understand. She's just been doing too much though. But I do have to say, oh God, Lisa is just doing too much at this point. Like I don't want her next season. Like she can just go. She can be gone. Like she can be gone already. I can't. I'm over her. She's not like taking full responsibility. She's always blaming other people. Even Meredith said, yeah, I understand. We're all at fault. She's like, no, I'm not at fault. I didn't do anything. Girl, you did something. Stop, like, blaming other people. Like, I'm over her. That's all I got to say. Bye. I'm going back to work.
All right. Bye, Josie. Thanks for calling in. I love that people are risking their jobs, but don't risk your job, guys. I can't help you. All right, Chelsea, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Chelsea?
Hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. It's Chelsea from Dallas. I wasn't come on camera, but I'm driving. I'm not trying to get in trouble. So, I just want to talk about Meredith. So last season, Meredith was my favorite, and I was like sure going into this season that she was gonna be my favorite. Meredith got on my nerves from beginning to end this episode when she sat down with Mary and Mary did that imitation of the Asian accent. That was really irritating. She just sat there and she kind of mentioned it, but she didn't say like, Mary, don't do that, that's racist. Like I don't see why Meredith has such a hard time calling out Mary. And then when we get to Jennie being like, I'm gonna sit everybody down so there's no like if, ands, or buts about what was said, like this is what I'm gonna say. And then Meredith to just derail on purpose, I feel like, just hijack the conversation and make it about Brooks again. Like, we get it, Meredith. Jen did that to your son. It was horrible. We get it. You're a mom. You're not going to forget. But we are tired of talking about it at this point. Like, it is almost the end of the season. We don't want to hear about this anymore. Like, let it go. And then for her to say that, well, I don't know if I wouldn't say it, but I'm not sure. Like, girl, yeah, if somebody, an Asian person, a black person, any person, whoever is singing in front of you, and they say this was racist towards me, we don't need the jury of white people to come out and say, well, let's debate on if this was racist. Girl, I told you it was racist, so that's the beginning and the end. That it offended me and my race and my culture. We don't need any other things. So that was just frustrating. And then her going back on Twitter trying to explain everything over. It's like, no, Meredith, just say I'm sorry and just leave it at that. But yeah, I don't want to go over my 2 minutes. Thank you for letting me call in. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too, Chelsea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, guys. Before I take the other callers, I just want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because you're getting daily and consistent content here on the channel. I also want to say thank you to my Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our texting community where you can drop me tea, whereas I drop you tea. And I also remind you when we're going live. So head on over to textkempire.com. All right, Logan, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Logan?
Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
How are you doing? Good. How are you? Well, I'm Logan, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. What else did you say we had to say?
That was it.
Okay. I did want to comment on the anime comment. I think when Heather said it, she said anime or something. She mispronounced it, so a lot of people may have missed it. But she did say anime, and it was right before Mary made that comment. So it was literally like seconds after.
Okay.
And what else? I want to say that also, I feel like Jen is trying to rehabilitate her character by showing, everything that she's doing good with the money that she stole. But then you're stealing money from your elderly mother. So it's just a cycle. It's like, girl, we can see what's going on. We see it.
We should not be laughing, Logan, at this.
It's the truth. That's why jokes are funny when they're true.
You know what, Logan?
Two more things. One, I did want to know if you could put, that painting that you have in the back, the name of the artist. It's a beautiful name and it's a beautiful painting.
I'm going to actually put that in the description of this video right now, but I'll tell you, because at the top of the show, I did mention the artist. It is, I'm going to mispronounce her name, Merlande Jean Gilles, or Gilles. It's spelled JEAN-GILLES. And the first name is Merlande.
That's beautiful.
And it's called Comfort Bringers. It's a part of the Basket Women series.
See, I did hear you say that part, and it reminds me of, if you've ever heard of G's Bend, where they make the blankets that tell the story of when they were exiled from a certain area, and it reminds me of that same thing. They bring their art through their suffering of what they, had to endure and the work that they did. So that reminds me of that in a different version, though.
Wow.
And lastly, I did want to say, you can give them the recipe, but their sauce is not going to taste the same, boo. So do you keep being the greatness that you are. We love you, and we appreciate the time that you take to give of yourself to us.
Thank you so much, Logan. I appreciate you. Happy New Year, and thank you for calling in.
You as well. Bye.
You guys are fantastic. But I did not say that. Every once in a while, I got to be shady. But you're right. I don't care. I don't care if people, and I've said this to other people that I mentor when it comes to being entrepreneurs. People are going to copy you. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's going to happen. The difference is your consistency and how you do what you do. Point blank, period. All right. Vlog Media Breeze, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on?
Hello, Kempire. Hello. I made it on finally. I'm always over in the chat. I'm going to be brief. I wanted to address something that may be a little controversial, but like Wendy Williams, I am a woman of a particular age. Okay. So to me, when I first heard the comment slanted eyes, I just thought that was a description or a feature. Mm-hmm. I would like for someone who is Asian to just educate me on why that is considered racism so I can understand it better. But the other thing is, Mary is, I believe all the information out there about Mary and her church and the things that she's done. And it's quite disturbing to me. I know it's easy to make light of a lot of it, but it's very disturbing to me. So, I want to say that. The other thing is with Jen Shah. And we like to make light of these new characters that have come about on the Real Housewives franchises that are really criminal. we like to make light of them, right?
Yeah.
But Jen Shah is so far removed from reality that even that's disturbing. She really doesn't think she has done anything wrong. And rather than just be quiet about the whole issue when she came back to the show, she kept saying that she didn't do anything wrong. So I was like, oh my goodness, just don't say anything. Just say my attorney is handling it. I'm hoping that everything will come to light and I'll be vindicated. But to sit there and just say, I didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
so that was disturbing. The last thing is, did you hear? There's some information out there about Heather Gay, who is a fan favorite, and they are saying that she brought on her brother and sister just as a ploy to her storyline. And I've even heard several times that prior to the camera, doing the edit for her and her sister's meeting, that they were having a screaming match for 2 hours. So you may want to look into that.
And I've said this before, it's a smart ploy because it's going to help her sell books. And it's very apparent if you look at the conversation, they're just getting connected. So there's obviously still issues with each other. And this is obviously just for the show. Not sure what other drama there might be going on, but I'm going to look into it. So thank you, Vlog.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. You have a good day.
You too. Bye. Let me just say thank you. Thank you so much, Tweety, for the super chat. Wait, shimmy. Mary gives me Archie Bunker ignorant vibes. Not Archie Bunker. At least Archie Bunker wasn't a real person, though. She doesn't have a clue, even when people try to explain it to her. Very possible. Very possible. I feel like I missed. No, I didn't. Okay. Heather says, in regards to what the previous caller said, it's a racial trope, just calling someone like calling someone Oriental. Look, I hope they explore this conversation a little bit more with Jennie on the show, and maybe Jen Shah also can chime in regards to using the term slanted eyes was derogatory. It was derogatorily used, making up words now, towards Asian people. So even if Mary meant it as a compliment, it's still a derogatory term that was used against Asian people. And that's why she's triggered by it. So I get why she doesn't like it. All right. Archie Bunker, perfect description of Mary. I don't know about that, y'all. All right, let's get to some of the calls. We have about 5 callers left. So let me just get to these callers and we got to wrap it up because y'all see what time it is, right? Just saying. Okay, Anthony, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Anthony? Are you at work too?
Well, I'm here at the office, but you know what? It's all good. All for you, Kempire.
Thank you.
And Anthony from Los Angeles, California. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you today?
Good, thank you. So for this episode 1, Meredith, if it sounds racist or not, stop it. It's not about you. It was Jennie's, so don't even do that. Mm-hmm. Mary, I love her, and not these comments are not it. If Ramona it's the comparison. People want her off. We need to boot off Mary too, if that's gonna happen. Now, in terms of from Jennie, I can live without her. Honestly, it's all right. But my main question that I have since the first episode of this season that I want to ask you is: Jen Shah's storyline still the main one? Because I feel like they're not focusing enough as what they done for the last crime story, if you will, from Beverly Hills of the Girardi case.
Yeah.
It feels like that to me. How does it feel to you?
You're right. Well, that's partially because the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the other ladies don't have storylines. So they had to rely heavily on this storyline. Luckily, Mary Cosby is a part of this cast. There's a lot of other things going on that makes this cast interesting. And the Jen Shah storyline really wasn't that essential.
True. I believe in the first episode of this season, her storyline was about making amends to everyone. I think she was realizing her anger issue that she had from the first season, wanted to do what's right. But the
Just
FBI
wait.
decided, hold up.
Look, just wait.
But-
Next week, those issues come back.
Oh, girl. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much, Kempire.
Thank you,
Have a good
Anthony.
one.
Have a great rest of your day.
Likewise.
Bye. All right. Let me just get to these super chats really quickly. Let me go here. Thank you so much, Claire, for the super chat. Happy New Year, Kempire, and everyone in the chat. Happy New Year to you, Claire. Thank you so much. Really BTV. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mary's comments needed to be addressed more seriously. It's not the first time she has made these types of comments. Agreed. And I think they're going to definitely have to address them. But you know, Andy always likes to hold Black women accountable. And anyways, Andy, I got something for you later. Don't worry. All right, Adam's backstage. I'm gonna bring him up. Adam, what's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Thoughts on this episode? Happy New Year, by the way.
Just for everyone in the chat, I'm from London. As I said to you multiple times, like I've only really taken this franchise seriously with this season. For last season, I couldn't get past the taglines. Like as soon as I heard that one of Heather's one about her ancestors, I'm like, I don't even know you, so why you even mention this? Like, but so I just watched all the summaries on TikTok back then. But with this season, I'm not a fan of the cousins.
Really?
They just seem like a discount version of Melissa and Teresa, quite frankly.
Oh.
You know, the ones that just left on the shelf, that type of discount.
Oh.
But with regards to the whole thing of this episode, you know, I really like Lisa. I liked Meredith, and yeah, with the whole thing with Mary, you know, obviously one could argue that, you know, this isn't this isn't the best thing to say. You know, there's other ways around it. You know, I'm not doubting that. I just think, you know, my mom has a Hong Kong Canadian based godson, and I made him watch the clip, and I asked him his opinion. You know, and he said he wouldn't be, you know, smiling at it, but he wasn't, you know, completely you know, triggered, because like he was saying it's not like she put a nasty tone on her voice. It wasn't like you have these eyes, and like she wasn't like malicious of it. And he said that's his opinion. You know, it's not, you know, it's not the best way of going around things, but she did not have a malicious tone. That's a fact. And he said also in his opinion, with regards to the gift situation, about you know, you can't use gifts, and like he was like saying to me, which I agree with, you know, if that was the case, why wouldn't she say that in the moment when she got the gift, like you said as well? Yep. And you know, and just kind of with other things, like hypothetically, you know, if it was a gift from a charity, like that's probably going to be used. Like, would she just not go to a charity shop? Like, there's some things you got to compromise in life, and like depending on the country, the culture, whatever. But I'm not a fan of Jennie. Like, as I've seen in your past videos, I agree with you. She's just looking for a moment the whole time. You know, it just seems like a Wendy Asefo type of vibe, like just someone that's always going beyond to get it. Like, you know, we know that you're Lisa's assistant. We don't need to know anything else. Like, that's all I'm saying. My favorites in order this season so far will probably be Lisa and Meredith as my joint first, then Mary. And I'm not a fan of Jen by all means, because, you know, I have my thoughts that I think, you know, she knew what she was going into, or at least had some instinct. But she's, you know, her storyline is bringing it, and with the cousins and Jennie, I'm just not a fan. I don't really see with like the cast photos and stuff. You know, if you see Beverly Hills back in the day, you'd always have Kyle and Lisa in the front center. And whoever's in the center of the cast photo is usually the star of the show. And I don't understand why they think Heather is the star of the show. What is her storyline? Yes, she has issues with her siblings. I think many people in this world do, have family issues, but that is not a major storyline. That's just an extra add-on. Like, I think the whole thing
is that Heather was a fan favorite last season, and that's part of the reason why they made her center stage. We have to remember, Bravo doesn't just rely on watching these YouTube streets or what people say on social media. They do actual focus groups, and she does well when it comes to the audience.
I think she does well with the following and stuff, but what? But I just think Mary has the storyline. Lisa's causing the drama. I think, quite frankly, either Mary, Lisa, or Meredith should be in the center. It's that simple. Okay. They're the ones that are delivering. I mean, I'm sorry, Lisa, Mary, and they're the trio MVP, in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, definitely Lisa. I mean, I could see the debate for Lisa being center because she really was.
I think she deserves to be she in the center, Meredith and Mary next to her.
I don't know about Meredith, but okay. All right, I have to go, Adam. But I always appreciate when you call in.
What do you think about the next episode trailer? Are you excited for it?
I don't know if I'm going to say excited, but we shall see. I want to get to the rest of these calls, Adam. But as always, we appreciate you calling in. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Bye. All right. Let's get to these other people. Guys, if you just joined us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't liked it already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. How do you feel about the season? You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with the callers, but let us know your thoughts in the comment section. All right, Ty, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Ty?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm calling from Philly, and I'll try to keep it as short as possible. But I did want to say something about Mary, just kind of the comments that she likes to make. I feel like Mary, she's one of those family members that I feel like all of us have, who says things that they shouldn't say constantly. I think the issue comes in when no one corrects her. And that's a little worrisome because who is checking Mary, whether it's privately or, it's just so distasteful. I can't believe I'm going to defend this. Well, it's not even so much of me defending her. I think the other concern I have too is when you have other housewives who make really wild derogatory comments, and granted, these other franchises have been here longer than Salt Lake, right? But they're given chance after chance after chance before someone says, "Hey, this person is problematic." I'm not saying that Mary should go. If she goes, I actually don't care. I'd be fine. But I hope that they kind of really lean on her to be able to kind of learn and to get some lessons about that, because we all have to remember, and it never sat well with me, the comment that she made about 7-Eleven. I'm like, are you serious? And I think when I was watching the reunion and all of that kind of came out again, and I'm just like, how? Andy had an opportunity to lean on her. Remember how she said something about, I can't remember the exact comment. I think Andy was asking her what's her type of man?
Yes.
And she referred to him being white. Yeah. But I think what she really meant was either white or very fair-skinned. This is not Mary's first time making these derogatory comments. It's very uncomfortable, but people have to be able to call her to the carpet, not for views, but for the sake of what's right and for her own edification.
Oh.
So, but I'm sorry, I will not keep you. I know you still have some callers. I know you probably need to eat too. So have a good night, and thank you so much for allowing me to be on your platform this evening.
Of course. Ty, thank you so much for calling in. Happy New Year. I love how you guys know it's about that time. Kempire needs to eat. All right. We have only a couple more callers, guys. Let's get into those conversations. But let me just say thank you for the super chat, Mama Allie. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel and modding. I probably forgot to shimmy for the last couple of look, I'm getting tired. My energy is getting low. All right. Mama Allie says, yesterday we got 1,000 likes. Today we can definitely reach 650. If you haven't already, hit that like. Please do. Thanks to all who have. Thank you, Mama Allie, for reminding everyone. And yeah, let's get there, guys. All right. Shed Pearl, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Shed?
Hi, my name is Shed Pearl. I'm from Dallas, Texas. And I just really wanted to speak on Jennie. You know, I think that Jennie, her kids, and her husband all practice to be on this show. Their terrible acting is breaking the fourth wall. Jennie studied Real Housewives of Atlanta and thinks that's the way you are supposed to communicate with the Black woman, in the stereotypical way. She doesn't want to be Mary's friend. She wants to be the white women's friends. And that's why the white women can call her an anime character and Mary can't compliment her eyes. If you saw that picture, it was nothing to compliment her on. She's calling her husbands ugly, but she needs to look in the mirror. Jennie is Lisa's attack dog. Jennie only yelled at Mary after she went off on Lisa about that Google comment. She also yelled at Mary after Lisa kept interrupting Mary and Jen. And so she's bringing up these racist problems. Honey, you have no problem being submissive and being a servant to these white women.
Is that it, Shed?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay, you read them for the fills. I feel like if I had hair, it would be snatched now. Thank you so much for calling in. Shed was done. He's like, this is what I have to say. All right. Wow. All right. All of you were like, ooh, child. Ooh. Oh. A best. I love it though. Look, we welcome all opinions. We don't have to agree, but we welcome them. All right. Adrian, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, Kempire. Happy New Year, babe. How are you?
New Year.
Good. You kept me entertained all through the holidays, so glad to call in and get the foolishness started again for 2022. So first, I won't hold you, but I know you gotta go eat. But yeah, I just want to say, first of all, yeah, Shed told not one lie. Where is the lie about what he said? Because those are kind of the same notes that I had about Jennie and also about Mary, but I'll just go through them really quickly. First of all, Heather, I like this backstory. I wasn't really into this show. I just started watching like last week. But I really like her backstory with the trade. It makes me want to go learn more about this and this whole thing about the breakdown and why so many people seem to be walking away from it. Like kind of how like people are walking away from Scientology, like what's going on in there. It feels very cult-like, right? But yeah, I want to be friends with Heather. Heather gives outies. So yeah, I want I want to be friends with people that give out like A5s. Jennie, I thought was doing the absolute most with the boots. Like, I don't want to tell anybody when to be offended about the whole racial thing. I do not believe in the moment that Mary meant it with any ill intent. So, but I don't want to tell Jennie what to be offended by, because I wouldn't want anybody as a, to tell me as a Black woman what I can and cannot be offended by.
Yeah.
But I feel like she was absolutely doing the most with those boots. And that's when all of a sudden, to Shed's point, her tone starts changing, her neck was moving, and she's doing all this stuff. And it does seem kind of like, okay, you're doing a whole lot because it seems like you're talking to a Black woman. You would never talk to a white woman like that. So he was absolutely 100% on point with what he said, because I saw the same thing. You can see it when she talks about the slanted eyes, and then when she talks to the boots, she's doing all this moving, and her neck. It's like, what are you doing? That's not even you. You can tell she was putting on, and it's like, okay, are you doing this because Mary's Black? It when you go back and look at it, you have to ask the question. So yeah, Shed was absolutely correct in that. Meredith is no one's Fastinisha. She was walking around looking like a lavender ostrich. I don't know what that was. At first I thought it was maybe just a little bit of feathering around the blazer. Then it was kind of on the bottom. Then they were kind of like bell bottoms. I was like, I don't know who made that for her, but don't ever put that on again.
That was a Brooks Marks original.
Okay, don't draw that no more, Brooks. Don't do that. He put his mama in that? That's his mother?
I don't think that was Brooks.
Oh, okay. Whitney, yeah, this whole thing about her draining the savings account. I don't know if this is for real or if this is just for drama for the show. My husband would never. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna come home and tell this man I just drained all of our savings because I'm gonna go and invest in something. And if I want to take out some money and invest and say, hey, honey, I want you to, that's fine. But I'm not gonna take us down to nothing trying to go chase something that I'm not even sure is a winner.
Do you think that she was being dramatic though? Do you think she took
As I'm
everything?
saying, is it for the, yeah, was that line? Oh, she drained us of everything and I took all the money. Because I'm wondering what husband in his right mind would sit there and allow something like that. And y'all got children. You're gonna take all the money that they had. And
Well,
now the stuff that came out
maybe
about him.
wait, maybe a husband that allegedly has done this to other people that are clients of his, allegedly.
Well, then he should know not to take himself down to zero. But so that's what I mean, take a little bit of money out, 10, 25,000, 50,000, whatever it is, but not, I think she said it was like 300,000 they had in cash. I think she said it was, I think that's what, because I had the captions on, I think she said it was 300. But then, yeah. Oh, and then the last thing, Jen complaining with her mom about the retainer fee. We don't care. I don't care if you have to downsize. I don't care if you have to sell a bunch of stuff. It's really sad, but I guess they were talking about one of the sons going to medical school. I don't care. You should have thought about that because all the people that you ripped off are a bunch of elders and retirees. So I don't care that you have to come up with $2 million for this lawyer who's gonna lose anyway because you're going up against the Southern District of New York, Eastern, or whatever it is, that has a 98% conviction rate. What are you getting a lawyer for? What is the point of that?
I mean, and then he's a lawyer though, Adrian.
Babe, 98%, 98. I'm not playing with those type of odds. Knowing you did something wrong. It'd be different if you know good and well you didn't do anything wrong. You did something wrong.
Plea deal at this point, but I don't think she's going.
I would have just taken the plea and been done with it. But she's gonna fight just to prove a point and end up wasting $2 million and going to jail anyway. And then lastly, just Mary, I think is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but I think that quirky aloofness is a way for her to wiggle out of stuff. I think she is a lot smarter. I think she's like sly like a fox. That's what I don't get. She's quirky and aloof and does all this stuff with her eyes and all this kind of stuff. I feel like she's putting on. I feel like she's a lot smarter than what people or like when she peeked up from under that bag wig, she know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
She know exactly what's going on. Like somebody said earlier, like doing all of that. Look at her face. Doing all of that. Like that, all that's for the cameras. All of it. And anybody going to sit up under her church and listen to that and look at that on Sunday ought to be ashamed of themselves. I don't know what part of the Bible you was reading that you thought that was anybody's type of savior or Messiah. You ought to be ashamed.
Why do I feel ashamed that I'm not even part of her church?
And these people giving the money and all this kind of stuff that they're, whatever it is that they're doing. Does anybody know? What denomination is this? Does anybody know?
It's Pentecostal, I believe.
Okay, listen. I've been in church all my life. I know a lot of these churches are under what do you want to call them, like jurisdiction, like various jurisdictional what do you want to call them, like the Southern Baptist Convention, the Kojic Church, or like there's a main governing body that operates. Like, is she not under someone? Like I'm just wondering why no governing body can come in and kind of stop what it is that they're alleging that she's doing.
She's God. Who's governing?
I agree. She can go. But and to be honest, talk about the right thing. Let's just be. Mary want to be a white woman. Mary thinks she white. That's what all that skin bleaching is from, and all that other stuff that she doing. And because to be honest, like somebody said before, they're making this big issues about the things that she said. She has said terrible things, but them women, especially them white women, especially the Ramonas of the world, and all of them between New York and Beverly Hills have said a lot worse. Mary thinks she white, and I think when they bring it to her in this reunion about the horrible things that she's, the Mexican thug comment, the Asian comment, she's gonna really, no, you're not white. You can't get away with saying that kind of stuff. So I think she'll find out the hard way, but it's entertaining. Like I said, I just started watching. I didn't watch the show at all last season. I just started, so we'll see what they give.
You should watch last season too, just so you can get a fuller understanding of some of these things. I feel like people slept on the first season of Salt Lake City, but it was a solid season.
Okay, I'll have to go back and binge watch so I can understand the friendships and the fallouts more, because I'm just now kind of tuning in. But I'll go back and binge watch.
Definitely, Adrian. Thank you so much for calling in. Happy New Year.
All right, thanks, babe. Happy New Year. Go get something to eat.
I'm about to.
Okay, babe. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Guys, as always, this is our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. Let me just see what TikTok is saying. Andrew, I love watching Salt Lake City, ladies. They are brutal. Mary has the best faces, though. Yeah, look, she does. Look, no one's going to deny, and that's the thing about these conversations that we have. We can understand that Mary has had some funny moments, but she has said some inappropriate and borderline, no, I don't know if it's borderline racist things that she said. And in regards to the conversation about Jennie being offended by the comment that she made, let's not pretend. I'm not that old. And I remember people using the derogatory term, racist term, slanted eyes towards Asian people. So, I can only imagine what Jennie grew up with, and she's a lot older than I am. And that's no offense. She is. It's just a fact. But I can see why she would be offended. And just because one other Asian person doesn't find it offensive does not make it not offensive to someone else. You know what I mean? Because there's some people that aren't offended. That's a whole other conversation, y'all. Look, that's a whole other conversation. Anyways, here are my final thoughts. I'm excited for next week's episode because it seems as if the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I think we only have like 2 more episodes before the reunion. Andy Cohen has already posted the tweet asking for questions for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake reunion. First of all, he just had COVID. He recovered from COVID for a second time. He just allegedly got fired. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a whole video about that. And now he's going to host the Salt Lake City reunion. Andy, there are some tough questions that you're going to have to ask. And again, this is another reunion where I feel like Andy, we need somebody else to host the reunion so we can really dig into the questions. Because when we talk about issues of race, I don't need Andy Cohen being the one asking those questions, to be honest with you. Because we've seen him try. And it's not saying that someone like him couldn't do it. I just feel like he's tried and he's failed us. So let's try someone else. Let's try someone else. Y'all don't want me there because I'd be like, Heather, roll the tape. She says, what? Heather, we were rooting for you. Now I have to go back and watch that episode. And thank you, Logan, for letting me know that she's mispronounced it. And that's probably why I had no idea what she said. Anyways, guys, shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, it's a great way of supporting the channel. As you know, these YouTube streets are hot sometimes. And sometimes people's channels get taken down. So there are a variety of ways that you can support the channel by becoming a member or joining our Patreon. Or shout out to those that send in Cash Apps and Venmos and PayPals. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Shout out to everyone that's been liking and following us on multiple platforms. Follow me on TikTok. If you're not following the Kempire Daily TikTok, follow us there so we have a backup. Look, you have to have a backup to have a backup. So follow me at Kempire Daily on TikTok. But also follow me, guys. For those that follow me on YouTube, follow me on the Kempire Radio YouTube. On the Kempire Radio YouTube, you can also see some of my past interviews with people like Oprah, Brandy, Brian McKnight, Danny D. Kane, and so many others. So be sure to check us out there. Kempire Radio, that is our backup channel. We have, almost 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's fill that one up. So you guys, I'm going to be giving you more content there as well in regards to our podcast. So be sure to subscribe to my podcast on all major podcast platforms. All right. Let me just see what you guys are saying in the comments. Jessica says, Kempire, let them have it. He said, let me host. Oh, Lord. Nia says she called Jennie an anime character. Yeah. I need to go rewatch that episode because I was like, oh, I didn't know she said that. You should host a reunion. Thank you, Ricky. I don't know if I anyways, I'll leave that. Chocolate Chunks, roll the tape. Yes. God forbid he says this at the reunion. My Lord. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all being here. Let's continue the conversation. Shout out to our replay crew. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. I appreciate you all being here. We will be live again tomorrow for our Tuesday TLC takeover, where we cover some of your favorite shows on TLC. And of course, some of the shows that are on Discovery Plus, like 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, 90 Day The Single Life. And I'm getting into some more shows. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. And be sure to follow me on all the platforms. I appreciate you all being here. Shout out to everyone that was in the chat, of course. And thank you to our moderators. We cannot have these types of conversation without our moderators. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to get out of here. Let's play some music and get out of here, y'all.
Gonna get a lot of dough. Anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphones. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor, and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just a safe to Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business. Grind hard, nigga, on guard. Grind hard, nigga, on guard. Yeah. We grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. I lean with it, I rock with it. Locks under my socks fitted. Tahoe with the black tip. Houston girl, heavy accent, but my whole swag is magic. High five, fantastic. Make the money stretch like elastic. Making moves that you couldn't imagine. Eating, still watching my calories. Just to pull in that big boy salary. That's just the way that it has to be. I'm a bad boy, Mike Lowry. While I'm sipping this Henny, and all of my niggas is with me. Yeah, grind hard, nigga, on guard. Grind hard, nigga, on guard. Yeah. Grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of goals. Stack that bread and by my nose. Anything is possible. Oh,